All right. Thank you for the one or two people that are hanging around. Umbrella guy said he might try to hang around, but, sleep calls, and I think he does get up pretty early, if I remember. What is it, like 5 in the morning Central Time? So still. Anyhow, before I bore everyone to death with what I'm saying, welcome to the pilot episode of the Comically Odd Couple. Myself, yes, myself and Feisty, we are here. We were thinking about this for a good while, and we said, well, why not? So what to expect from this show? Yes. Hey, Feisty.
Yes. Did I die?
Not yet. Oh, I know what it's doing. Technical difficulties.
Yay.
Nah, it tried to broadcast live on me. We're all good.
Okay, good.
Yay! All right, 3 people watching. You can laugh at me trying to use this Hangout stuff. Okay. I do have it on slow mode at least, so there we go. All right, everyone. This show that we're doing is basically going to be a bit of positivity on the internet because it's the end of the weekend. Monday's coming. No one wants Mondays. Do you want Mondays, Feisty?
Funny story. I'm off on Mondays, so I don't mind them.
Okay, so you want Monday, but I'm talking about everyone else.
I know. But yeah, no, I'm okay with Mondays.
Well, there we go. So okay, some of us are okay with Mondays. Those of us that are not okay with Mondays, I feel you, bruh. I feel you. So, all right. So we're gonna start this off. We've got some books to pimp, because pimping ain't easy. Got loads of things that we want to talk about, but we're gonna keep it sunny because everyone else ain't. So why shouldn't we keep it sunny?
And I'm all about the hype.
Exactly. Feisty's got her stack of stuff. I've got my digital collection. Let's get started, shall we?
All right. Why don't you start?
Yeah, I'm still pimping Tony Bourdain's books. I really am. Issue 1 impressed me. Issue 2 is pretty good, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I was surprised. You told me to take a chance on it, and there we go. Hungry Ghost, that mini series from Dark Horse. Oh, that's so good. To borrow your Feistyism, so good.
So good.
He's a Bourdain's story surprised me. You take Japanese lore, you add chefs, voila. There's a book.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yes. You should catch up on it. I know horror's not your thing, but it's not the scare horror, honestly. One of those jump scare horrors like that every movie's been doing since the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
It's none of that. It's more of the psychological Japanese style horror. So if you've ever read those books, it's some good stuff. And Bourdain, he's been writing since 40 Forevers.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's a decent writer too.
Yeah. Kitchen Confidential. That's the book that got him the big shows, and he's still going today.
That's awesome.
Wow. I just saw one of my new subscribers is Tehillim29. Ironically is number 29.
Welcome.
Nice timing, Tehillim. Actually, it's like it was prophesized.
He will always be number 29.
Exactly. For a funny thing for those that are not so much into religion, Tehillim 29 is Psalms 29. That's just the Hebrew saying for Psalm. more or less.
And I am getting a lesson in that too. So, yay, language.
Language. Yes, I am the resident polyglot next to Spike Valentine. Yeah, I was on his show last night. Spike, myself, and Comic Boom. We had a pretty good positive talk, actually, about books. Comic Boom was pretty high up on the DC Young Animal, but as he said, the books might not be very good right now, but he likes the direction they're taking, and I thought about it for a while, Feisty. You know what he said?
Yeah.
I agree with Boom. He's right. Young Animal might not be the best books on DC's lineup, but the fact that DC is taking that chance and saying, all right, you want to play in the big leagues? Here's a kind of a NBA D League that we've got right here. Like, try your craft on Young Animals, see what it does. If you like it, we'll move you up to the big stage.
That's awesome.
And you know, if I think of it like that, I'm like, okay, I can see where Young Animal comes from. The books are not my cup of tea all around, but I mean, he's right.
Penny is also talking to the listeners out there. She's or there's a leaf outside that dropped from a tree.
Princess Penny of the Corgi.
Penny. Princess Penelope, the Corgi.
There she is. But hey, switch point.
Switch. Yay!
Switch is our favorite Canadian.
Yes.
One of our favorite Canadians, actually. And Switch is going to be the person that we're going to kind of blame for this coupling as well.
Yep, it's all his fault.
Yeah. Blame Canada.
No offense there,
he'll sing along with you. That's the bad part. He's sung it before. And in the Discords, we've sung along to Blame Canada. But yeah. I am going to pick up Cave Carson has an Interstellar Eye. I don't know if it's going to be good, but it's something to take a chance on. I'll do a video on it, tell you guys how it goes. But on top of that, I read a book this past week that I got it for 99 cents. I took a chance on it. But have you heard of The Consultant from Action Comics Danger Zone?
I don't believe I have. I don't know. If I don't see something in the store, I probably haven't heard of it.
Well, Action Comics, it's kind of hit or miss. I mean, Switch has said it as well that they're kind of hit or miss. But Action Comics usually has pretty good books. I think Vamp Blade is what they do. Their biggest book, which is kind of
we that's special order only because it's got boobies. There's boobies in that book.
Well, yeah. I could see if it's on, it has to be added to pull lists. But
yep.
There's a book in that series called The Consultant. I was telling the entire synopsis to Nerd Wonder and to Common. You should blame everyone. Okay, but I was telling them the plot. This is the one part where I'm going to be negative, but it's not ultimate negativity. It's like, don't waste 99 cents.
So
knock off Justice League plus Ray Donovan.
Oh.
Yeah.
So is it like a superhero mob?
No, it's superheroes. But these superheroes are kind of screw-ups.
Oh.
I'm not going to tell the plot of the entire story unless I'm doing the review, and even then I'll probably have to do a community guideline self-police because of how one of the victims dies at the hands of knockoff Superman. Yeah. It's one of those. It's like, are you going for edgelord points? You're going for edgelord points, aren't you?
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So there's some good independent books. There's some bad independent books. If you're not taking a chance to find what's what, you're not going to have any fun with this hobby at all.
Yep. I've noticed that too. I'll pick up something that I normally won't, but just because I'm like, this looks interesting, which I'm actually excited about Brothers Dracul, which is another Aftershock book that's written by Cullen Bunn. So I'll probably pimp that if it's good, because I have got two Aftershock comics on the list that I'd like to pimp this evening as well. So plus I know Joe Pruitt really well. I think he's the CFO if I'm not mistaken, and he's really cool. He's cool people.
Oh yeah. What you've told me about Joe, he does seem to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But you've mentioned Brothers Dracul quite a bit.
Yeah.
Actually,
it doesn't come until next month, so I'm hyping it up because I am hype woman. That's my superpower.
Yes, you're, and I'm one of the lucky few that has seen Feisty in non-icon form. Oh, come on, guys. Feisty's a looker.
Oh, dear. Shut up. I'm not that great.
You kidding?
Oh, boy.
And you are quite great. Hell, you ought to, describe what I look like to everyone. I think you and Nerd have seen me, and they're like, oh, my Lord.
You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah. Yeah, even though Nerd was like, yeah, I can tell which part of the military you were in by the haircut. Well, I didn't think it was that obvious.
All right, so back to the book. So, Hungry Ghosts.
Hungry Ghosts, as I tell everyone, you see how we get off track? This is a regular everyday conversation for the both of us.
I know, right? What?
Hungry Ghosts, as I did the review, tells the story of 100 Candles. Food-related stuff along with the 100 Candles game. My favorite story in the first book was the pirate wench. I don't know why. It was just kind of karmic to see. You know, they get this single wench, they get her on the ship. Then she starts eating. Wow. You'll have to read the book on that one to figure out what she's eating. But then she turns into a hag.
Like a witch hag or like a sea hag or what kind of hag? Okay.
Sea hag. Yeah. That's what she turns into, kind of a sea hag, and I'm like, I saw that coming, but I didn't see that coming.
That's good. I like when books can kind of like surprise you when, you know, even if, like, as I try not to flip through too far into the book when I pick something up that I don't usually look at, but I like to see the art. So if the art's pretty good, I'll probably pick it up. But if the art isn't very good, I probably won't pick it up.
The art for Hungry Ghosts is kind of the art. It's going to be a different artist each story. They're Feisty, but they try to keep it to that Edo style art. Ah, that's actually good, Talim. That his
his local comic store is up to date for comics until the end of June now. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Edge eating.
That is edge eating. Oh yeah. I definitely told Switch to check it out too because it is different. But no, they try to keep it that Edo era, that pop art from the pre-Meiji restoration for each story. Yeah, which I am probably going to be that guy that will end up on Crunchyroll getting manga books as well.
There's I used to be into anime and manga way back in the days, like the late 90s. But the thing was, it was before mangas were really translated. So I would get them in Japanese and translate them myself. So reading a manga probably took about 2 months for me to do. So that was fun.
Oh yeah, and I think a lot of the shonen books do the traditional right to left.
Yeah.
Switch point. We know where your brain is.
Oh, that guy. But so yeah, well that's cool.
He's
I might have to get the trade when it comes out then. I missed
yeah, a
number
lot. Yeah. Also, I am gonna pimp this. You can call me a weeb if you want to, comic book land. But no. Shonen Jump, 99 cents on Comixology. I'm not kidding. They do 99-cent weekly Shonen Jump.
That's awesome.
Hey, it's Flash.
It's Flash. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm like to hear that people are updating their poll list when they go into their shop too. Make sure, I'm sure you added No Justice, right? Scott Snyder, so awesome.
Oh my! I need to add No Justice. I forgot that's coming out soon.
Yeah, May 9th, and then a book each week. So get on that, folks.
Yeah, Sean Gordon Murphy's who? Okay, I'm going to say this. I had a love-hate relationship with Sean Gordon Murphy. I disagreed with his politics a lot, but I'm kind of right of center. Not true right, but you know. And I know you're on the left, Feisty, but we still love each other, so we get along greatly.
Yeah, because I don't think everyone's, fits in a box. People are more complex than that.
I am on the SGM train. I really am on the SGM train now.
Yeah, he's awesome. Like I said before, I would love, if I ever get the money, I would love to own an original page from him. That's one of my goals. I want to start collecting art more than anything. So that's definitely. So when I get an extra $2,000, I can buy an original page. So.
Yeah, Flash is like, why is slow mode on? It's like kind of defaulted there. Let me see if I can fix it, but I doubt it.
Yay! No Justice love. But yeah, so one of the books, I really like stuff from Boom Studios. I think they're putting out the Power Rangers stuff right now, and we went deep on Go-Go Power Rangers number 8, I believe. It's the Shattered Grid Prelude. So it starts the what is it? Evil Tommy or whatever, Evil Ranger. So that, yeah, but Judas is written by one of my favorite writers, Jeff Loveness. My interactions with Jeff have been awesome. I'm trying to get him to come sign. I'm like, hey Jeff, come sign. We love you. So I've kind of helped hype up his books at my store and pimp him out online when I can. But so the story of Judas is just that, basically it tells his odyssey of what happens after, he kills himself. So it's him going through hell, and it turns Jesus Christ into a superhero pretty much. And I don't know, it's just really interesting. The artwork is by Jakub Rebelka.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
And the cool thing, like I'm not religious in any sense of the word at all, but the way that they interweave passages, like Bible passages and stuff, into the artwork is beautiful. And each time they implement scripture, it matches what the story in the book is being told. So you can tell, like, this is I don't know. Don't judge a book by its cover, so to speak, but it's a beautiful book. It just ended a few weeks ago with issue 4, so it's a 4-shot. So I'm sure you'll be able to see the trade in probably May, if not next month. So yeah. But it's just done very well. Judas is a very in-depth, complicated character, as well as Satan and Jesus Christ. So if you guys are kind of on the fence about it, like I said, the artwork is just superb. The writing is gorgeous. It's I don't know, was a very moving book. So Judas #1. Here, I'll pull it up on my desktop and share my screen because reasons.
Yeah, see if it'll let you do it.
I know, right? I don't have technical difficulties. La la la.
Oh yes.
Those things happen. But yeah, so that's a book. But yeah, anything that I picked up by Boom has been pretty decent. So that's for sure. So
yes, and for Flash, I said it in the chat, but this is the pilot episode, so we're getting out all the kinks and all the nervousness, and let me focus.
Yeah, so here is Judas #1, written by Jeff Loveness, art by Jacob. Is it Jacob? I don't know, but yeah, Rebelka.
Either way, Jakub or Jacob.
Okay, but yeah, so this is Judas #1. Like I said, it's the Odyssey of Judas in hell. So it's not. I mean, like I said, that's in backgrounds and on certain pages. There's scripture interwoven in the story, so you're reading it, but then scripture will pop up on a page, and if you read it, it goes with the theme of each book or each page or each picture. Like I said, it's just a beautifully done book. It's very monochromatic too. Not a lot of bright colors, but it keeps the scene with the book as well. So I highly recommend this book. Just like I said, I love Jeff Loveness. I've loved every book that I've read by him. Even the Nova series, the short-lived 8-issue Nova series he wrote for Marvel, was done very, very well. So, but yeah, this is the Boom book I'm pushing this evening. So pick it up, or if you can find single issues, pick up 4 issues. If not, I believe the trade is coming out either end of next month or early May. So yeah, that's one of my recommendations this evening. And yeah.
Oh, definitely Smaxo. We are a no pickles stream. We are definitely a no pickles stream here.
Pickles.
I mean, I love pickles, but sometimes you just got to keep your love of pickles elsewhere. All right, since you did go on the religion kick there.
But I'm an atheist.
Well, yeah, I know. Isn't that irony?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm like, like I said, I picked it up because I like the writer. But it's not like, it doesn't push religion so much as, like I said, it was done very beautifully. The covers are amazing. They're all connecting. So if you like collecting or big on connecting covers, it's a gorgeous piece to have. I got 2 copies of each because I am going to I'm going to get him to sign it for me someday and have frame all of them connecting. So yeah.
All right, keeping on the theme of religion, that there was a book that I was telling you about prior to the stream. Insane Comics does it. I found this on a lark. They were like, well, if you like this book, you might like this. It's called Man of Sin. I thought it was going to be something other than what it became. You see Man of Sin, you kind of think, hey, this is going to be something religious, something preaching. The entire premise of the story is this man has lost his son. It's kind of a mix between Taken, Constantine, and Ransom. I think that's the biggest part, is Ransom. When this man's son is taken, it's been about a year plus since his son was taken from him. And you see behind the scenes that some of his friends were in behind it.
Mm-hmm.
However, the thing that gets, his life has fallen apart. He's drinking. His wife left him because they can't stand each other after thinking about, their son has disappeared. Couples split apart with a traumatic event like that. So this man, he attempts to drink himself to death and then tries to kill himself.
Oh,
however,
wow.
when he kills himself, Mephistopheles appears. He's like, nope, 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 nope. It's not contractually your time to die yet. Yeah, it's like, what do you mean it's contractually not my time to die yet? You're like, no, no, no. If you die, the apocalypse comes. That's the premise. The demons are trying to keep this man alive. Because if he dies, the apocalypse comes and they're not prepared for it. So that's the whole book. They're like, forces are acting against us to kill you. We have to keep you alive for 24 hours. After the 24 hours, we'll be prepared. Until then, stay alive. He wakes up in a hospital. And when he's at the hospital, his neighbor, finds him. His neighbor's a preacher, a priest. He finds him, takes him to the hospital. The guy wakes up and he's got a scalpel to this man's face and he's like, who are you? And that's how book one ends.
Huh.
It's basically, that's one of those books that kind of opposite of Judas. It's like the demons are trying to keep this man alive because they're trying to prevent the apocalypse. Oh, Flash is asking, do you have a Power Ranger artist coming to your shop?
No, but we've had Higgins at our shop before too. He might be coming back in a few months. So if he does, I'll get something signed for him.
Right? Hey, no, Flash has his thing, kids. He is I'm with him on that too, honestly. I have nothing bad to say about the Power Rangers at all.
Yeah,
I'm not dreading it. Yeah. Oh, I'm not dreading that anniversary book as much as everyone else is, honestly. The reason I'm not dreading it is because I think Haim Saban has enough of a vision that he wants it tightly controlled. I know I said the same thing about 007's book, but that's Image. Yeah.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
Yeah. I'm one of those. It's like, I think Haim Saban has a lot more control over what he wants in the Power Rangers book. Since he's got the license again. As if you remember, he sold it to Disney. Yeah. Favorite Power Ranger and why? It's always going to be Tommy Oliver, Switchpoint.
I'm old school. I watch like every episode after school because I grew up with the Power Rangers, but I would say
I did too.
Trini, the Yellow Ranger, because she was smart and badass. So, and she didn't wear a skirt because it was originally a dude in the
it was.
Yeah.
But here is a sad piece of here is a sad piece of trivia though for you. The woman who played Trini, Thuy Trang, is no longer with us.
Yeah, she passed away quite a few years ago in a car accident. Rest her soul.
And she was in the car with Angelina Nguyen, who survived, but she's paraplegic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like waist down. But yeah. But still, you can see her in all of her glory in print and in the old shows.
Yep.
Oh, I loved
I think I have the quite a few variants of the first issue of Power Rangers. So, of course, I don't know. I really like Chris Anka's watercolors. I think any artist that uses ink or pen and paper, any kind of like physical art supplies, I guess. Yeah. So I would love to have an original watercolor from Chris Anka. Or no, not Anka. Not Anka. What's his name? Oh my gosh. Why can't I? Kevin Wada. Yeah, he does. He's the one that does all the really beautiful high end fashion Marvel women variants. I have quite a few of those. But yeah, and then I know there's another artist I can't think of that uses gouache, and I've used gouache before in color theory classes, and it's not an easy medium. No, it's not. So anybody that can use gouache and do it well, I thumbs up to them. So
yeah, that is one of the hardest mediums ever. And no, I agree with Smaxo too. The Sentai series, the Jetman Sentai, I'm kind of strange. I grew up with the American and the Japanese versions of that show. I have an aunt, very Japanese, and I mean she from Okinawa, so she'd be more Ryukian than actual Japanese Okinawan. Loved New Japan Pro Wrestling and the Sentai series. Would import this stuff over. And that's where I first saw Shonen Jump. Imported it over. Gave it to me. That was my first lessons in reading kanji.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, that's how I know the right to left, that's how they write. And it's, but no, I loved. I'm
gonna have to say the way that what Zach or the Black Ranger, the Red Ranger, and what else?
It was the Yellow Ranger. They all left on that trip.
Yeah, they all left. They like how they were bowed at, like kind of replaced was kind of crap. But oh well, what can you do?
That's Hollywood for you.
Yeah.
Heck, you. All right, what was that other comic you were telling me about? You got Judas.
Okay, so we covered Judas. I'll do the other Jeff Loveness book. Let me bring up the picture so I can do justice on this review. Let's bring it up. La la la. Let me share my screen. I'm not very good with technical stuff either. But everyone in my family calls me for things, so I'm like, you're dumb. All right, so this is if you like science fiction and supernatural, World Reader is phenomenal. Basically, it's this woman who is so it's a group of astronauts, and this woman can she's an empath, but she can feel like lives that were ancient and stuff. So they go to this world, and basically like she gets a feeling, and then all of a sudden there's like darkness, and so they're chasing this like supernatural being that's eating the souls of old worlds. The art is done by Juan Doe, who's one of my favorite artists. He's done quite a few variants for Marvel. He does the art for Dark Arc, which the trade comes out in May. Highly recommend it. It just got approved to be ongoing. So I sent Juan a DM and was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. He is working on a deal with me to get the ink cover he did for Dark Arc, which is, anyway, I'll get to that again. But yeah, World Reader is awesome. It's a science fiction supernatural, also written by Jeff Loveness, who did Judas. So like I said, I follow artists and I follow writers. So when my favorite artist and my favorite writer get together, produce a baby, I will read it. So, but yeah, no, number one got me hooked. I don't know, like the characters are complex, the villains are complex, even if they are supernatural beings. Jeff Loveness is really good at world building. I think the scripts that he writes give the artists really good information on what panels should look like, and you get a little more insight with the art than I've noticed a lot of other books that they're kind of straightforward. There's a lot of nuances in some of the work that Wando does. I don't know if it's just Jeff giving direction for the artist or if it's just Juan kind of talking to the artist to make, it's very cohesive with the writing and the art. Anything that especially with the Groot trade, oh yeah, I just love Jeff Loveness's writing. It's very well-rounded. But yeah, this is a very good paranormal ghost story in a sense, but it takes place in space. So, and like I said, the art is fantastic. So I highly, highly recommend World Reader. I actually have like 5 Aftershock books on my pull list. Yes, I work at a comic book shop and I have a pull list because, reasons. But yeah, no, World Reader is fantastic. It's a good story. It's a self-contained story. So if you pick it up in trade, which is available, you'll be able to get the full 6-issue story. So it's not ongoing. You won't need to collect anything more. If you can find single issues, great, but it's also available in trade. But yeah, I really love Aftershock. Joe Pruitt is an amazing businessman. He gets I think he's had Warren Ellis do a couple books too that I've read. Yeah, but yeah, that's World Reader. It's done very well.
Oh yeah, I love these strange books that I'm trying to get through and discover. I mean, I don't know why I'm not as enthused about them. I like Johnny, but Damnation 3, I don't know. It was just there. However, I've been looking through all of the alternatives. Hey, that's a segue. This book was recommended by just about everyone to me. Was Scrimshaw. Have you seen that book yet?
No.
Okay. Here's the premise of Scrimshaw. Global warming happened. The polar ice caps melted. Seas rose. So like all of these coastal cities are built massive walls to try to stave off the tsunamis that are incoming. So the main character, Scrimshaw, is a half. Oh, Doug. Sorry, I had a fanboy moment. All right.
Hi, Doug. Thanks for stopping by, dude.
But Scrimshaw, a half Norwegian, half Japanese samurai, who has a fishing vessel, and we're talking the fishing vessels like Deadliest Catch. That size of fishing vessel.
That's awesome.
So basically, they're kind of a mix of samurais, ninjas, and pirates. I know, world blown for every Weeble and Bob fan. Ninja pirate.
That sounds awesome. Mostly because it reminds me of a D&D campaign that I was in, and our DM was like, "I don't want you to get a boat." And like he specifically said not to buy a boat, and so we did everything we could and got to
buy a boat.
And it was like samurai pirates. It was, we ran into samurai pirates, so I might just have to get that just because of nostalgia D&D campaigns.
Yeah. It is a 4-issue. I got all 4 issues, 99 cents an issue, because Alterna is cheap. Alterna is very cheap on Comixology, and it's pretty cheap outside of Comixology.
Yeah, $1.50 on the cover. So that it's funny because we have a nice little Alterna display because we actually have a direct account with them. Yes, we don't order Alterna books from Diamond. We order directly from Alterna. Imagine that. And
and
a lot
Peter
of people,
probably takes care of it himself.
yeah, and yeah, the fact that we made this really nice, well marketed display, and we have a sign that says, Alterna books and $1.50 an issue. Most of the people will buy the full run right there of whatever's out because of the fact it's $1.50. So I picked up Croak mostly because on a couple recommendations. I know it's horror and it's scary and I'm scared, but from what
Brady
people have
cat.
told me, it's really good. So I'm looking forward to reading that probably tomorrow. So
I picked up I picked up Scrimshaw. It was recommended to me by I think Geeky recommended it. Randall Braylon recommended it. I'm trying to think. There was a whole lot of people who just said, "Get this book." I think Peter himself told me to get it. Oh, there's the princess.
Sorry, she barks at everything.
Yeah. No, I think Peter himself finally told me, he's like, "Yeah, it's right up your alley. Get it." Which the last time Peter said something was right up my alley, I ended up with all of the editions of The Wicked Righteous. All right. So it's a bad thing to suggest something to me if you're a publisher. I might try to buy all of it. Or maybe that was his strategy. Who knows?
It's a good strategy.
Yeah. No, for anyone out there, I do recommend Alterna. I mean, cheap pricing. I thought these are going to be low quality books. No. Oh, yeah. Samurai Pizza Cat comics. Whenever that comes out, I am there.
I just said, I don't know. I used to watch all that stuff before school in the morning. So the first thing that comes to my mind is the jingle. So yeah, I'm all about the jingle. But I have one more. Oh wait, go ahead.
No, you go. You have one more.
Yeah, I have one more book that I've read. I think it's out, but it's also getting kind of an ongoing, but a one-off, I guess. It's like the same thing, but it's a one-off. But it's hold on, let me bring up the photo. Let me share my screen. Don't mind me. I'm technologically inclined. So, keeping in with the fact that I am a sucker for Arthurian mythology legend, because I enjoy Dark Ark so much. That's funny because Colin Bunn wrote this. It's Unholy Grail. I'm not the biggest Colin Bunn fan. So when I picked up Dark Ark and loved it, I was really surprised. But then I picked up Unholy Grail mostly because it's, Arthurian legend. I can't say more than that because honestly, like if I do, it'll give way too much away. But the art is really gritty, which goes with the theme of the book. And this is the same team that's doing the Brothers Dracul. So if you like Arthurian mythology, if you like anything that has to do with, King Arthur and the search for the Holy Grail, this is fantastic. It's a fun read. It's violent, it's bloody, it's an amazing read. Like I don't think I could hype up this book anymore. It's available in trade now. But like I said, I don't know if it's an ongoing, and I forget the subtitle of the next one coming out. But yeah, this is another Aftershock. I was really surprised myself, and I'm like, gosh, I'm reading so much Aftershock. This is awesome. So, but yeah, that's the other last really book that I have to push tonight. Other than that,
I'm definitely gonna check him out for sure because. Yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten into much Aftershock, but I've been looking for new stuff to read, and I mean, between DC and everything else, I'm like, okay, let's check this out. So, remember what I dared you to do when we were talking? Sell me on Sex Criminals.
Oh yeah, okay, so. I don't. Okay, what can I say about Sex Criminals? Well, it's kind of like the title says. So this girl, it is very crass. It is very adult. They have trades available for, I think it's up to volume 3. I kind of jumped on the wagon a little later, but the first issue got me hooked. So it's this young woman who finds out at a very early age. I'm going to explain it like I do in the store, so it's not too crass. So she figures out that when she climaxes, time stops. And it's very, like, and the way that Chip Zdarsky is the artist and Matt Fraction writes it. So there's a good balance of story and comedy, I think, on both sides. So it's, I lost my train of thought, but yeah, so it's a good comedy drama, adventure that's like, it like touches on everything really as it goes along. But so, she finds out early on in her adolescence that this happens, and so she fast forward a few years, she's in college, and she goes to this party, and she just happens upon this dude, and they go up to a room, do the deed, and instead of time stopping for everybody else, the time stops for the only two of them. So the two of them, the same thing happens. So random chance encounter, they find each other, and they're like, okay, so we both have this power. They freak out. So it's basically like how they deal with the fact that when they climax, time stops. And it's I guess, I can't think of the word. It's like a radius around them. So, criminals, criminals is in the titles. So, one of the first heists they do is they go to a bank, have intercourse in a bathroom. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave you with that. But it's a lot of comedy. It's dealing with the intricacies of a relationship that's based solely on the physicality of it. So there, like I said, it's really well written. I really like Chip Zdarsky's art. It's very stylized. But yeah, I mean, it's very adult, it's very crass, it's hilarious, but there's other stuff happens like towards the 20th issue, considering it's ongoing. But yeah, it's very interesting and fun. If you like, if you can't really expect too much from it because of what it's about, but it's fun. It's really fun. It's a fun read. I recommend it highly, highly. Plus, like I said, I love Zdarsky's art. Matt Fraction is writing it. It's a collab between the two of them. But yeah, it's good. It's funny. So hopefully that review and that pitch will make someone. I mean, I know who the publisher is, but it's good stuff, man.
All right, by that token, I'm going to sell you on a Dark Horse book.
Okay, shoot.
Have you ever heard of Usagi Yojimbo?
Yes.
All right, Stan Sakai has a new side series called Usagi Yojimbo: The Hidden.
Okay.
If you know of the story of Usagi, and you know the time period that Usagi is in, this series is dealing with the rise of Christianity in Meiji Restoration, Japan.
Huh.
What's going on is, and if you're not picking up on the language, they talk about these Christians. And then you're like, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? And then you see the symbol of the cross. And you're like, oh,
that sounds interesting.
Yeah, The Hidden is dealing. It's a limited series. I believe it's going 6 books, 6 or 7. This is Stan Sakai. He's going to do however many he wants to, and we're going to like it.
A lot of people. The funny thing is that a lot of people have been coming into the shop and asking for it. And I was talking to one of the new store owners, and I told him, I'm like, is that something we should carry then? I'm like, do we want to do trades? Do we want to do single issues? So I actually just ordered I think 4 copies of each of the issues that are available. So I might have to library one and take one home to read.
You should. I am going to tell you the art is in black and white. The Sakai doesn't do coloring.
So it's a coloring book too. Awesome.
Right. Yeah, if you want to color it. But no, Sakai does the writing, the penciling, and the ink. He draws the entire book. He writes the story, draws the book, does the lettering, everything himself.
That sounds cool.
And,
I kind of, well, with like you were saying earlier, with being on the Sean Gordon Murphy train, I kind of like when a writer does the artwork too, because like I said before, if the communication between an editor, a writer, and the artist is really well done, and it's clear of what is expected of everything, you have a very cohesive book. And I can appreciate when a writer does the art, because there's no question of what the writer is trying to get across with a panel or a facial expression. I don't know. I read a book twice, usually in one.
And it's the same as Liam Sharp with his Brave and the Bold series as well.
Oh God, that book is so good.
Yeah, I mean he's the writer artist of that book.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, but no. And Smaxo asked, "Is there a version of Amakusa Shiro?" Yes, there is in that book. He's not seen, but he's heard. He's heard about. But basically, what this group is doing is there's a group of samurai, and they're chasing after rogue samurai, Ronin, or they try to make them look like Ronin. Usagi goes, he investigates the murder of these samurai, and he finds the crucifix on both of them. And then he realizes this is a persecution death. So that's what the story's going to deal with, is basically that series of events in the hidden is the rise of the Portuguese migration to Japan, for trade.
Yeah.
Back and forth. It deals with that period in Japan. And it deals with, and it's a very sticky subject in Japan still, because, the various revolts, the shogunate resisted Christianity.
Yeah.
And in fact, it didn't come into the scene until Admiral Perry. Oh, yes. Tehilim also said he is reading Master Miracle trade paperback and Batting Boy Volume 1. Yes. Those are good ones.
I'm going to push another Aftershock book while we're at it.
Go ahead. We still have a little time.
I know, since we're on the whole like Christianity thing, but it's more so it's called Pestilence. It takes place in the 14th century, when the Great Pestilence, quote unquote, the Black Death, swept over Europe, killing over 100 million people. But what if history was a lie, and it was actually the first non-recorded zombie infestation? Normally, I'm not a fan of zombie books, but this book is actually fantastic. Like, they have, there's an ex-crusader named Roderick, and they're a part of these black ops agents of the church, and they've got to seek out the cause of this great pestilence, so and vanquish it. So it's very, very well done. Frank Terry he wrote it, and the art is Oleg Okunev. Yeah, Okunev. Yeah, that guy. But it's fun. Like I said, I usually don't like zombie books because I don't read Walking Dead. I don't know. But this one, it's done very, very well. It's another Aftershock book that I like. Yeah, like I have like 5 or 6 Aftershock books that are on my pull, and that just actually got another side story 6-issue run too. So yeah, Aftershock has been a really good company, and they've been putting out some quality stuff. Joe Pruitt himself actually writes Black Eyed Kids, and I haven't read it, but with the way the way I'm enjoying Aftershock books, I might just have to pick that up too, because I know I can get the first 2 trades. I can either library them from the store or just purchase them depending. But yeah, if you guys enjoy zombie or horror, or like I said, I'm a sucker for a third legend, and that's why I picked up Unholy Grail. Pestilence has been fantastic. So it's available in trade. The first story arc is complete. So pick it up if you get a chance, if you're interested.
Definitely. I'll give you a preview of the reviews I've got lined up this week. Actually, Feisty, I have actually finished up Volume 1 of the Nom.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got it during that 99-cent sale.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I finished it up. I was a bit young whenever it came out. It came out 86 to 90.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been a 6-year-old. I wouldn't have understood it back then. But life experience, what I've went through combat myself. I kind of appreciate a little bit better what Larry Hama and David Bradley were trying to do with that book. And they had to circumvent around the comics code as well. Because, back then, no language, violence, blah, blah. They deal with the life of the grunt, which is good. I mean, no book does that. But that's gonna be the book. I'm probably gonna do that around Tuesday. I'll have that up. Thursday, I will actually do my review of Infidel. I have many, many problems with this book. I really do.
Quite a lot of people. Yeah. Well, you just reminded me of, speaking of Nom, another book that I've read recently, and I've got to meet the creators of it, is called Nom Wolf, and it's about a kid who's fighting in Vietnam, but is a werewolf.
Oh,
so
okay. You've got to show me that book. You've got to tell me where that book, because I've got to check this out.
Yeah, it's good. I've only gotten my hands on the first issue, and I got it because I guess it's in third printing. I'm trying to find who, which. Hold on, I'm trying to find the information about it. I'm trying to see who the publisher is. Give me 1 second.
All right. And while you're
it's
looking...
Albatross. It's Albatross. Put it out. I think you can order the trade if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that's so yeah, it's a young gentleman who goes off to fight in Vietnam, but finds out he's a werewolf. So yeah,
wouldn't that be a surprise for the Viet Cong?
I know, right? But yeah,
and
it's yeah, I read issue 1. I haven't been able to find any other issues anywhere. If it's something that I like, I usually will collect single issues, and then if I really really like something, I'll get the trade in the hardcover, because I'm crazy and I'm a completist. So, but yeah, no, it's if you guys can find it, it's called Nom Wolf. I think, yeah, like I said, I think you can order it on trade. I believe Albatross is something that is available through Diamond, but or through your local comic book shop. But yeah, if you I've kind of pitched a lot of supernatural books, which is very unlike me. But yeah, if it's a good book, it's a good book.
And the funniest book that I have, we're echoing, by the way. Okay. Maybe.
I'm still here. Am I echoing, or are we echoing?
It's echoing a little bit.
Okay. Hold on.
Okay, I think we got it.
Okay.
We got it. Woohoo! I got a book on a dare from Spike, by the way, so I will tell you guys next episode how it went. It's honestly, Spike Spike and I had been talking about getting a. We know Switch, it's puberty. Spike and I had been talking about Europe comics lately.
European, as in, or is that a publisher?
Yes and yes.
Okay.
It is a European company called Europe Comics. I picked up a book, Volume 1, Interpol.
Huh.
Volume 1, Mexico, La Muerte.
Ooh.
Or the Dead. It's basically an Interpol agent finds headless bodies, women's bodies. They're found all across Mexico City. So basically, this agent, for the synopsis, she has to deal with the Mexican authorities and the drug traffickers. So it was $5.99. It is a bit steep, but you're getting about 60 pages worth.
I like when publishers are able to do that, put out a good chunk of story, even if it's a little bit expensive for cover for a floppy copy. Yeah, like I said before on the stream before, I'm willing to pay if it's quality.
Yeah, I will check it out on. Spike is like, brother, take a chance. So I did, and I've got that book right now. It's on my smart list. I bought it. I'll probably tell you next stream how it goes because, I mean, I saw the premise. It looks pretty good. I've seen some of the artwork from Europe Comics. They do kind of a different style. It's kind of a flat style of drawing.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I have nothing against flat drawing. I go, if you want to go gritty, go with flat drawing. Not everything needs to pop.
Yeah, no, that's very much how the artwork in Unholy Grail is, and Judas as well. It's very, it's flat, but it makes sense for the content that they're working with and the story. So, but yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. Maybe I'll go through some of the while I'm going through back issues. I'll try to find some stuff that's like kind of off the wall or comedy or stuff that maybe hasn't moved and see what they're all about. Because I think it's fun to talk about other companies and other publishing companies that are not mainstream. And I know there's a publishing company that I'm going to be working for out in Charlotte when I go to Heroes Con. I'll push some of their trades that you can order directly from the publishing company. So I will get them to send me a couple copies and see if I can't promote their books too. So there's a lot of stuff there are hidden gems that people don't get to see because they're not the main two. So I think that maybe that would be a good idea for this channel, is to talk about stuff that's not mainstream.
Definitely on this show, that's what we're going to do. I think we had about 7 people. We had a cameo from Doug in Yellow Flash. Umbrella's like, hey, I'm watching it.
Nice.
I don't think we did too bad, folks. Honestly, you know what? Let's wrap it up on a high note too.
Let's take a few questions too. If there's anybody in the chat that has seen something that wants one of us to review it or pick it up, so you don't have to read it and we can for you. Or is there a genre you're interested in that we can look up and find something in that genre you're interested in? Either let us know now, hit us up on the Twitters, or comment in this comment section.
Yeah, definitely. And definitely hit us up on the Twitters too for that if you don't catch us here. Oh, that's the word he was talking. Switch point, you dirty Canadian.
Certain words when said by ladies. What's that? Puberty?
Not the floppy copy.
Floppy copy, boobies. Sorry. Boobies.
Yeah. Yes, but we'll definitely sit for a minute. We did hit the hour, but you know what? This was a fun hour.
This
for
was, I
us.
think, yeah, I think a good, either a couple issues a person and pitch them, and I think that, I don't know, I had fun. I hope you did too. I hope
I did
watching
too.
had fun.
I think that's the premise we're going to do. We're going to do, everyone agrees with it, 2 books apiece, 1 sell me book per person, and then questions at the end. I will have all the audio and slow mode and stuff fixed by the time we get to episode 1, because this is a learning curve, kids. It's like, yay, reading.
I know. That's another. Oh, there were. Speaking of reading too. There were a lot of kids today in the store, and a kid got. I think I tweeted about it, and a kid got his first comic book today, and he actually picked up Super Sons. And on his way out, he's like, "Yay, yay, yay, yay!" It was the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. I was just like, "Oh, nerd in the making!" So that was fun. It was fun to.
Got one request from Tehilim.
Okay, I would love to hear a review on the Image trade paper series. Okay, I'll pick it up and read it, and I'll give you a thumbs up or thumbs down. Okay,
yeah, that's fair enough.
We didn't really. Well, I don't know. I didn't really pick anything that I didn't like because I collect most of the stuff. But like I said, I'm really picky. So the fact that I picked stuff up that I don't normally read and enjoyed it was is kind of one of the best things I can like whenever I go searching for something. And sometimes I'll go to a out of town shop too, because I know some stores carry some things that others don't, just because of the location and the community around them. So but I'm trying more to get out of the box. So hopefully I'll I'll find.
And I did pick up something this past week as well. Did you know that Comixology and Marvel is doing a limited, unlimited issue, basically? Working with Comixology Unlimited.
Oh, really?
They've got a series called Avengers Back to Basics.
Huh.
I think next week I'm going to try to sell you on it after I read these 2 issues.
Okay.
It's a bit different. You can, if you've got Comixology Unlimited, you can just borrow it, or I think it's $1.99 per book.
I might have to get my I canceled it because when I do indie stuff, I like to do physical copies because I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I love the smell of a comic book. So there's something about smell. I don't know. I'm strange, but I think a lot of people in the community can agree with one of the best things about getting a new comic or finding a Silver Age comic or even the 90s comic is they all smell different. They all have a certain smell to them. And personally, I like old pulp. That's probably one of my favorite smells.
I still have my issue 1. Yeah, we're echoing again.
Did we get it?
Hold on. A little bit?
I don't hear anything. Okay.
All right. But no, I still have my issue 1 of Savage Dragon. I haven't burned it yet, kids. He's making it hard. But, no. Yeah, the 90s floppy stuff is different. Myself, even though I'm in a metro city, it's kind of hard to find a comic book shop. He did also talk about Super Sons. You know what? I will give Super Sons a try. I know it's about to go away, but I think I'll give Super Sons a try.
I picked up this week's issue, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm sad that I jumped on that train a little late. But I do read like 30 books a week generally, so I do a lot of reading. Within reason, though,
Well, yeah. Also, there is a book by Alterna, which I'm looking at right now.
Oh, yeah. I'll also Croak, too, because I picked it up, but I haven't read it yet, so I'll let you know about that as well.
Which book?
Croak by Alterna.
Oh, Croak. And there is another book by Alterna. That'll be my second one. That was released in 2015. 146. Fuck. Yeah. Basically, after defeating an evil wizard, 2 government agents are pursued by a government agency over an artifact that they probably don't have.
That's really funny. I don't know. Mother Russia looked really interesting too. So many stuff. So many books, so little time.
Yes, there is. All right. I've got Interpol and I'll do Super Sons. I'll get on the train to figure it out.
And I will pick up sex and I guess something that either strikes my eye or something that I wouldn't normally pick up, and we'll see how it goes.
Or again, hit us up on the Twitters if you want. No, don't try to slide into the DMs. That's kind of.
Oh, I'm fine with DMs. I'm fine with DMs. It's fine.
I was being funny there, but okay. Slide into your DMs, girl.
Yeah. Maybe I'll show you my boobies. And by boobies, I mean pictures of blue-footed boobies because they're cute.
Oh yeah, they are. Folks, we hope you enjoyed this show. We had fun doing it. I think Sundays will be the night. What do you think?
They work for me. It's a good way to end my week because it's end of my work week, and I usually do a lot of catch-up reading on Mondays. So
there you go.
I like it.
Sunday nights it is, kids. We'll be back same time, same bat channel.
Same bat channel.
Yes, we're going to say good night to everyone.
All right, guys. Thanks for sticking around and listening to me and Sarge talk comics and participating, asking questions, comments. We love it.
It loves it.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Night, guys and gals, if you're listening later.